it is important for you to remember that right at the beginning of this week, you are going to need to work on something like some kind of addiction. And that in itself, it's really going to become obvious right at the beginning of this week. So I'm talking about the 13th of February indeed. This reading is in between the 13th and the 19th of February 2023. But right on the 13th of February, it's really going to become completely obvious, and completely evident what do you need to work on in order to cut it out of your life. But this is really to do with addiction, with some kind of addiction. Let me just make this clear that nowadays addiction come in so many different ways. So this is going to be very specific when it comes to your personal situation indeed, my gorgeous Erini. So this is something that you most certainly need to work on like immediately, because that any kind of addiction is not really good, because it's to do with the balance. You know what I mean? It's like messing up with our balance so much, and then it just makes us feel really negative. It makes us feel very sad. It makes us feel very depressed, because it's a lot to do with the mixed emotions that happen within us. Okay, so this is why it's pretty much needed in your life at this moment in time, at this stage, to really kind of really establish what this is. You really need to kind of like single this out and work on this, and try to like really do your best in order to kind of like cut this out of your life, literally, because it's something that it's starting to make you probably feel quite depressed, and it was making you feel really sad for a while, but now this is going to become absolutely obvious. So this is going to be really important. But at the same time, when it comes to you working on this particular addiction, at the same time you are really going to this is really going to kind of like reflect in the best possible way when it comes to your finances and when it comes to your financial situation. It's going to reflect a lot on that, and it's not just like something that's really kind of starting to drain your energy. Of course this is a big thing, you know what I mean, if it's making you feel depressed, but then also at the same time this is going to reflect quite a lot on your finances, because you're not only going to cut out something that it's making you feel really bad in your life, but at the same time you are going to do something quite significant when it comes to your finances and when it comes to your financial situation as well. And also, when it comes to the beginning of this week, I know that this is going to sound really kind of, oh my God, not again, but I do see, and I'm realizing here that at the beginning of this week, you are kind of going to become aware of someone, being a little bit dishonest. There is this specific mask that it's actually going to fall. And once that specific mask fall, what are you going to actually see behind? You're not going to necessarily like it, because you are going to become aware of some kind of dishonesty, and maybe like, oh my God, I hate that word, but some kind of a backstabbing as well. And you know what, that in itself, it's actually, first of all, it's gonna surprise you, it's gonna like make you angry a little bit, but then again it's gonna make you feel like some kind of a defeat for some reason. But at the same time, you're actually very quickly, very soon after that moment in time, this is actually going to be quite good for you indeed, because someone who is maybe not meant to be around is just going to start making its way kind of like out of your life. But at the same time, you are also this is going to lead towards an important ending. So this important ending that I'm talking about here, my gorgeous Erinis, it's going to like basically, it's going to lead towards a really kind of it's going to lead towards you like becoming pretty much so victorious here, because so it's not a bad ending, it's not a horrible ending, because now you will realize that something was holding you down, and that particular person, something was holding you back from achieving something really big and something really great in your life, and very soon you're going to realize this. So you're actually going to find this quite victorious, because first of all, you're going to be a little bit confused confused, but then very soon after that moment in time, you're going to realize that this is actually for the better. It's going to create this particular ending in your life that normally, if you would have normally thinking about it, this is something that would upset you. But once you kind of step into it, once you kind of tap into it, you will see, like, very shortly after that moment in time, you are going to find this quite victorious, because you're going to see that that particular specific person had a really bad and negative impact and influence on your life, and it was affecting you, in such a way where you just kind of couldn't do what you wanted to do anyway. So this is going to become absolutely obvious, and this is why you're actually going to find this quite victorious, like a victorious moment in time, because within the next couple of days after that, your determination, it's kind of going to come back. Your determination is going to come back, and suddenly you are with that determination, you're also like kind of going to have an answer to an ongoing problem, something that was like something that the certain challenge that you've been going through over the last few months. This in itself, it's going to start being resolved as well. So this is why kind of one thing, it's actually going to lead to another, and it's going to be resolved in such a way where now suddenly you're going to feel so strong and so adamant to make a one particular step, something that you wanted to make in an absolute ages, and now and every time when you wanted to do this before, you would be like, oh no baby, no, like I'm not ready, and things like that. So this is like an important moment in time where you are, my gorgeous Erini, going to start coming out of yourself as well, in terms of the actual determination and the willpower and your own control, self-discipline, like now suddenly this is bringing such an important focus back into your life, and that in itself, it's also going to open your eyes nicely and beautifully, like towards the progress that you've made, in your life over the last few years. For example, you must not overlook those things that you made over the last few years, those things that you've achieved, for example, because it's important for us to reflect in order to get a whole picture and a full picture. And when we get a full picture, it's just so much easier, like when it comes to plan for the future. By the time you get to the meat part of this week, my gorgeous Erinis, it's like basically you are going to be making a really kind of a major choice here. You are going to be making a really major choice here. And when it comes to you making a major choice, this is also like kind of going to be connected to somebody else. This is going to be connected to somebody else quite a lot. So somebody who kind of thinks similar to you, somebody who looks at life in a similar way to you, and somebody who completely understands you. So it's almost like as if you are going to have this important conversation with somebody who like completely gets you, who completely understands you. And through that conversation, you are going to be talking about something that means to you so much, like that means to you like, oh my God, so much. And through that conversation, naturally and organically, because you're talking to somebody who means to you so much, you're going to understand something very specific about yourself that you understood before, but it's more about now, it's like time it's right, the time is absolutely perfect in order to make like a really, really major choice here. And this major choice that you are going to make, this is to do with you taking over your life. This is to do with you understanding that in order to make and in order to do what you want to do, you need to be your own leader. This in itself is going to be consisting of you understanding that you have to be in charge, and you need to make a pretty much so an important decision when it comes to your own independence. This is really important to understand that now at this moment in time, you have to be loyal to yourself than anything and anyone else. You will know what am I talking about because of the level of optimism you are going to have. You're going to feel this impulsiveness you didn't feel in an absolute ages. And also at the same time, you are gonna become aware of, at a roughly similar time, you're gonna become aware of this good news when it comes to your financial situation, and which is going to kind of show you some kind of, you're gonna become aware of some kind of unexpected income here. And that in itself, it's really kind of gonna, this is gonna mean to you so much when it comes to some kind of inspiration. It's actually going to come out of it. You are gonna have a really, really interesting idea here as well that you must not forget about whatsoever. And I'm saying saying this because there are quite a lot of other things that are actually going to be going on at the same time. By the time you get to the last part of this week, you know, my gorgeous Aries, you are going to have a very, very interesting offer, very interesting offer you are going to have at the end of this week. And this offer that you are going to have, my goodness, you know, it's going to make you feel creative immediately. You are going to be thinking a lot about how you're going to creatively express yourself. But at the same time, my gorgeous Aries, you know, that offer that you are going to have, it's like basically, it's all about you understanding that you have to follow your heart here. This is going to become immediately attractive here. And also at the same time, you know, this offer that you are going to have, it's going to remind you of somebody in your life. Somebody who means to you so much, somebody who is so important to you, somebody rather solid, an important figure in your life, somebody who you look up to, and somebody who is connected to you in one way or another. Whether this is a family member, whether this is your friend, you know, but it's somebody who you are very closely connected to, and you're aware of that person's situation quite a lot. Somebody who's like a spiritual, but also very kind of successful, you know, with things that they have done in their lives. It's to do with somebody in your life who achieved something really big, something really great, and this inspires you so much in the best possible way. So you are going to be reminded by that particular person, and then this is like a really kind of going to make you realize as much, on one hand, how much you want this, but on another hand, you know, you are going to have additional ideas, you know, how you're actually going to do this. And through that person in your life, you're also going to realize so many other options. So it's not only about this offer that you are going to have. My goodness, this is going to be a rather vavavoom-ish moment in time, but it's just about that specific person in your life who you're going to be able to relate this to like so much. And through that person, you're also going to realize the actual variety of options here, my gorgeous Aries, you know. So it's not only about offer, but through that other person you're going to realize, oh my god, there is so much more to it. There is so much more to it. So it's all about the actual this variety of options that you are going to become aware of, and you will know this something is going to feel different within you. You're going to start feeling extremely passionate here. Why? Because you will know that this is the little bridge that you're going to need to cross, my gorgeous Aries, in order to enter the stage, the period in your life that you can literally call dreams, your dreams, you know. So this is pretty much so connected to how you want your life to be, how you always wanted your life to be. So all this is going to start getting together here for you, my gorgeous Aries, indeed. So just remember about this, like kind of lots of options that you are going to have. All of them are going to be like big, pretty much so like kind of important for you, and also at the same time it's just like kind of going to really like make you aware of some kind of a timing some kind of a timing. How long is this actually going to take? And the way this timing happens, it's also going to come to you at around the end of the week when you're thinking about all these things. You are gonna really benefit so much from the actual you're going to benefit so much from the actual power of the synchronicity. The synchronicity is always everywhere, but sometimes we are more sharper than some other times. So at around the same time, you are going to become aware of like the certain numbers repeating around you, my gorgeous Aries. And then that in itself, it's somehow going to make you aware of, like, to you being so much tuned in exactly how long is this actually going to take. So this is something that you really should be paying attention to. So now, my gorgeous Aries, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Okay, so what is going to be a tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Aries? Okay, so your tarot card of the week is Six of Swords. You see this? Six of Swords. And this doesn't surprise me whatsoever. It does not surprise me whatsoever, because it's all about moving on. It's all about doing what you wanted to do. It's all about realizing, you know what I mean? How long I'm gonna wait in order to do what I want to do. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because perfect moment moment is never going to come. You're the one, you're the master of your life, you're the creator of your life, okay? You decide when the perfect moment is going to be by starting, by making the necessary step, by starting that journey in your life, okay? So you are going to find yourself on the spiritual quest right from the beginning of this week, where you are just gonna suddenly gonna feel so negative about certain aspects of your life, and maybe you just certain aspects that you didn't do anything about, you know, so you're gonna feel a little bit frustrated with yourself. But these emotions and energies are really important in order for you to open your eyes. It's like a spiritual petrol, literally spiritual gasoline. Spiritual petrol, you know, gasoline, for example. Do you know what I mean? So it's like something that you need in order to kind of like to kind of have that push, that final push. So you are going to find yourself on a spiritual quest where you will want more out of a life. You know, you will want more than you're currently experiencing, and that it's always a good sign, because it means that on another hand, a good luck, it's also going to be on your side. So do you know what I mean? It's not only about like you, oh yeah, I'm bored with this, I want to move on from that, but it's also at the same time, as soon as something comes to your attention, at the same time you are very quickly after that, you're gonna have like some kind of idea which is gonna be directly connected to it. So this is what it happens when we find ourselves on a spiritual quest. There is always a mind-blowing, like a deeper meaning to it, that is just going to improve our lives and just bring us to the destination that we are just kind of working towards, that we have been working towards in a long time. Okay, my gorgeous Aries, thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.